Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to take you on a walkthrough of Tampa Bay's largest water park, Adventure Island. This water park is owned by Busch Gardens and SeaWorld, and it is kind of the sister park to Busch Garden and Tampa. We do have a 4-park pass, so we get into SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Adventure Island, and Aquatica, all for, a 1-year season pass. So we didn't pay to get in today, but it does look like it's pretty inexpensive to come to Adventure Island, at least as I'm looking right now at the end of October. It looks like a season pass is around $75, and a pass to Busch Gardens and Adventure Island for all year is $170. So really not that bad, especially if you live in the area. It looks like a 1-day ticket is $30 and ticket plus dining is $60. So again, pretty inexpensive, especially when you compare some of the Orlando water parks.
My little cutie.
I would say one of the best features of their water park is their lazy river. It is pretty unique how it's set up. There is like 2 different ways you can go, and there's like a section that I'll show here in a second where it rains on you, which I've actually never seen in a lazy river before. And as you guys know, we've been to almost 50 water parks and theme parks. So we've definitely been to a pretty large sample. And yeah, I've never seen this sort of like rain feature on any of the lazies. So that was pretty interesting and cool. And we'll show it to you here in 1 second. I thought this was really cool too, how the water slide kind of wraps around the lift for the tubes. I've never seen that before, so it's pretty interesting and cool to look at. So this water park actually does have quite a few slides. It doesn't really feel that big, and I think part of that is because some of the park was closed, which I will show you guys in a second, but it had quite a large children's area, as all parks kind of, do have this standard, children's play area, but I did want to show it. It was quite nice. So I have actually never seen any slides like this outside of Waldemeer, but I love when slides actually go into a pool and not into those like little ramps. So I really, really love the slide that it went into the pool. It looked super fun. One thing with all the water slides they put into Adventure Island, you will get soaked. I know you've probably all been on water slides where you kind of barely get wet, or you can stay fairly dry going on the tube slides, but that is not the case here. They make sure you get super soaked on each individual water slide. Like there's either some really intense like waterfall or splash section, so definitely be prepared to get super soaked when you go to Adventure Island in Tampa. For this specific slide, we did have to carry the tube up. Some of the slides, I think maybe just one of them, you saw they did bring the tube up for you, which is always really nice, but because those tubes are kind of heavy, I mean, they're probably close to 35-40 pounds, I would think, if not maybe a little heavier. It's really hard to tell because they're awkward, but yeah, you did have to carry your own tube up to the top.
Adventure Island is committed to the health and safety of all of our guests and employees. Friends
I really, really loved the inside of this water slide, so we filmed it a little bit for you guys. So a couple things about Adventure Island. They don't have that many food places. There is this food truck right here, but I believe there's only maybe 3 food places in the whole park. And it wasn't crowded the day we went, so I would assume if there's only that many, they could potentially get super crowded. I was also surprised there was another kids section at a different area of the park. This almost looks like more like Babyland, like littler kids. It's hard for me to judge kids' age, but I thought it was nice that they kind of had it separated from like little kids to maybe a little bit of older kids in their kids area, which you don't really see that often. Normally it's all in one giant area, so I'm sure that's really helpful for, you know, people that have just little kids. Of course, they had a wave pool that was beautiful. So one thing that was unique is they had this like little river water kind of flowing through the area that you could set your bags at. And in the lawn chair areas, they did have sand, which was really nice as well. So going back over to right beside the wave pool, they actually have another pool called Paradise Lagoon that is just a regular pool, which I thought was a really good feature of Adventure Island since there isn't a ton of water parks in Tampa. So it was a super large pool that you could just relax in. There was a place where you could jump off of, a little kids area. And in the far right side of the pool, there's also this little diving adventure, VR adventure that you could pay and do as well. I didn't see anyone doing it the day that we went there, but it seemed like a pretty neat thing if you live there to go ahead and do. So the new area was completely blocked off when we were there, and I think it would have made the park seem a whole lot bigger, obviously, if that section was open, because there was a lot of walkways and things that were closed off as well, even getting there. So it would have probably made the park seem a lot bigger. But they did have a slide that was open, and they reclosed it off because they are adding the new slide to that older slide. So they're kind of combining the two into one slide. So they had the whole area closed off. They also added in this Tiki Bar. It looks like this year with some nice scenery. It looks like they've improved the scenery a little bit, putting a little waterfall in the water, and like I said, the Tiki Bar. Well, as a side note too, they did not have the actual scan security. They just had somebody checking everyone's bags. It took 2 seconds. I'm really assuming this park doesn't get too packed. We did go on a super hot Saturday in the beginning of October. That's probably the slowest season, but it was not crowded at all. One thing I love about being a season pass member at Busch Gardens and SeaWorld is they give you these $10 beach bucks at least once a month or every other month, which is so awesome. So we always use it to buy lunch or food at the park. We ended up getting like chicken roast, and it's the same kind of food that's in all the parks, and it was pretty good. So all in all, I would definitely say the Orlando water park scene, as in Volcano Bay and Aquatica, are much, much better than Adventure Island. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to go to Adventure Island, but it definitely is a nice addition to Tampa since there is no other water parks. It was pretty clean, and because of the price, I would say it's worth it. If it was any more than $30 each, I probably wouldn't say it was worth it. So I think they have it priced appropriately. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.